Isn't really a Christmas advert.
It's not really. It's just informing you that you can do it. And I suspect that all that's going on now, it's very difficult for the supermarkets to suggest you're going to have the best ever Christmas by shopping at their store. And I'm glad that they've thought about that. And
definitely.
Whether they'll appear at all or not is another matter.
Who knows? I've not. I've seen one, I think, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But I saw an article of Martin Lewis saying not to buy Christmas presents.
I don't normally buy Martin Lewis a Christmas present. I don't know him that well.
He's gone national with his not wanting Christmas presents this year.
I think it's a very good idea. And things like amnesties where you buy something for £10, but the problem with that is you
it's just
end up
tat.
buying cheap tat. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it would be good to buy people experiences, but obviously at the moment that's quite hard to cash in. So I think, the same as we did with birthdays this year, just forget it.
Didn't happen.
Having said that, I've done 2 Christmas puddings and a Christmas cake. So
I think Christmas presents on the down, but a nice Christmas present would be to be able to spend Christmas Day with everyone that you want to spend Christmas Day with.
Well, that'll be on my own then. with my Christmas pudding and my Christmas cake, sat watching the telly, The Great Escape, a Bond film.
How big a turkey?
How big was last year's? It was quite big, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, same
considering that wasn't even for Christmas.
Well, there was a bit of a cock up in the communication front, but it all went. That's the thing. We had Christmas.
Always.
At Christmas we had turkey sandwiches, turkey curry, coronation turkey.
Oh, that's my favourite.
Yeah,
coronation turkey.
Yeah. All good. So we'll do the same again this year and just not invite anybody. Well,
yeah.
We'll
God,
see.
if I have to do Christmas in my own house...
It's a bit of a squeeze. We can always do it in the garden.
Could do a barbecue.
Because you can only have 6, probably.
Well, I mean, if we go into... What is it? Very high or something?
Well, let's not discuss
it'll just
that.
It'll just be me and
we're not discussing pandemics, are we? Or whatever they're called.
We're talking about Christmas. At home by myself, like my birthday.
Wow. Yeah, well, we should have been away, so you would have definitely been on.
Yeah, either way, I would have been by myself.
Well, I've convinced myself that I haven't had a birthday this year, so I am still the same age I was at the beginning of the year.
To be honest, I'm getting to the age now where I'd actually quite like to take last year off my age too.
Yeah, well, just do it. I don't think it matters.
Next year, I'm closer to 30 than 20.
It's when you're closer to 60 than 50.
Good point.
Yes. Anyway, we've rambled enough. I have put a section on our list for other podcasts because a bit like the publican in the local pub who likes nothing better on his day off to jump on the bus and go visit other pubs because he loves the pub industry, and he's a brilliant guy. He did a beer quiz for the local Lions club I'm a member of over lockdown, which degenerated quite quickly, it has to be said. But it was good fun, and I think somebody won it, but I have no recollection of what that was.
That doesn't surprise me if you were at the pub.
No, we weren't at the pub, we were all at home.
That still doesn't surprise me.
Although we were in the garden, because you could mix a little bit at that point. And there was a bit of prinking, as you teenagers would say, and it was followed up by some after drinking and a Bombay bad boy.
Oh, pot noodle.
Yes, which rounded the day off really very well. Still, no idea who won that. But anyway, a bit like he likes going and looking at other pubs, I like looking at other podcasts as well. I think the whole podcast community is fantastic because there's something for everybody there. Does seem to be rather a lot of sort of crime mystery podcasts, it has to be said, but there's a genre for everyone. And my favourite for this week is the Sniff and Smith podcast, which is a little bit like this one. In fact, they're just rambling on and talking about cars a little bit, quite a bit. But there seems to be quite a lot of rambling going on. So if you like your cars or like a bit of blokey banter, then I definitely recommend Sniff and Smith. The Sniff aspect was the scriptwriter for the Clarkson era of Top Gear and latterly the Grand Tour. Very interesting gentleman. And Johnny Smith, appears on Fifth Gear, I believe, still, and he pops up all over the internet. I watched a video where he rescued an early transit van from a hedge, which was interesting. From a hedge, it'd been overgrown with brambles, cut all the brambles back with a massive chainsaw thing.
That sounds
and then proceeded to get this van that hadn't moved for 10 years actually running.
Impressive.
Yeah. Flatbed Transit W Reg, so I think that's 1980. And it's a going concern for restoration. It was a bit grubby, but it wasn't too far gone. So it'd be interesting to see whether somebody picks that up. But the fact it ran is pretty
quite
impressive.
Really.
Yeah. There was a bit of a fire at one point, it has to be said. But, yes,
well,
that was
have you fixed something if there isn't a fire at some point?
I have been party to many fires. many fires. From a very young age as well, so yes, it wouldn't be a surprise in the slightest.
No.
That's the end of this week. Lippy, what have we got next week?
So next week we'll be having a little chat about all-female impregnation.
How does that work?
It's an interesting one.
I think I may have gone full Partridge then. That felt like an Alan Partridge. How does that work?
How does that work? Why my sister cannot watch Team America, and because of the no swearing rule I will not be finishing that. Reply all emails, which should be...
So that's it for this podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I would like to thank our sponsors, however we don't have any. So here's Lippy pitching for a job.
I'm currently unemployed, thanks COVID, and looking for an office management role. And then an extremely organised, hard-working office manager, then pop me a line.
If you're enjoying our rambling podcast and can spare a few pennies to help with our hosting costs, please head over to patreon.com/Lippy and Grumpy, and also leave a good review or a bad one. If you have a topic you'd like covered, please leave us a message via our website, lippyandgrumpy.uk. So it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him.
Goodbye.